Right. 29 August 2025. And today I want to take you through some in-depth stories. I'm sorry I was unable to come earlier today because I got a little bit busy. So let us quickly go through what has been happening today. And then let's take it from there. Particularly, let's look at the important announcement that has been made today by the former lawyer or the lawyer of Savior Kasukuwere, that is Jacqueline or Jackie Sande, who has announced that she's going to be joining ZANU-PF. So she's going back to ZANU-PF. She has issued a statement to that regard today. She is a popular lawyer who was deregistered sometime last week. So you can see that this is a new pattern where we have had people who were in the opposition or supporting the opposition now joining ZANU-PF. And we have already covered Themba Mliswa, and we've also covered other members of the opposition that have skipped to ZANU-PF. So what is the implication of this and what does it mean? So if you look at people that left ZANU-PF, most of them were aligned either to one faction or the other. So take, for example, Senengamu was aligned to General Chiwenga. Kasukuwere was aligned, obviously, to General Chiwenga. And Themba Mliswa appeared to be somewhere in between, an opposition of some sort inside of ZANU-PF, or the independent part of ZANU-PF. So what is happening is that mostly people from Mashonaland provinces, that is Mashonaland East, Mashonaland West, are starting to gather around ZANU-PF, and they believe that General Chiwenga is going to be taking power or taking office, whichever way you want to look at it. And therefore ZANU-PF is going to become friendly to them. And they believe that this is the time, instead of being the opposition, to be inside of ZANU-PF. So this announcement is important because very soon you are going to see Savior Kasukuwere joining ZANU-PF or asking to join ZANU-PF. You have seen Mzembe, you have seen Jonathan Moyo. All these people want to join ZANU-PF. They did not leave ZANU-PF. They were forced out of ZANU-PF. There is currently a negotiation taking place, and Hope Wachimono have explained it in the past few weeks, that there was a call for people to come back to some sort of negotiation or to come for some sort of discussion so that they can be forgiven for everything that they've done. However, as I said to you, I believe that when Mzembe arrived in Zimbabwe, he did not read the situation correctly. People like Jackie Sande were deregistered as lawyers, and they believe that if they are in ZANU-PF, they will be protected. There are many other people like that who've got cases to answer, who believe that if they go into ZANU-PF, they'll be protected. They believe that there's nothing else except of ZANU-PF. And the most people that you know are in ZANU-PF. For example, Nyoka Mabunu is ZANU-PF, Ndarageza is ZANU-PF, Traore is ZANU-PF. Most of the guys that you know that you've been supporting over the past few months are ZANU-PF. However, the difference is that they oppose Mnangagwa. They don't like Mnangagwa. The problem is not ZANU to them. The problem is Mnangagwa. And the other way is to look at it this way. They believe that the solution is General Chiwenga. If General Chiwenga comes into office, they are going to be taken care of. Their problems will go away. So this is important. And look forward within a short space of time to Kasukuwere and the rest of the guys making their applications, if they've not already done so, to go back into ZANU-PF and become members. So Kasukuwere is next. These guys have never been opposition. That is why you see that they are wishy-washy about what they're doing. They are not strong against Mnangagwa. There is no strong push against Mnangagwa. They love ZANU-PF. They just hate Mnangagwa. That's all. So that is it for regarding this topic. Let's quickly go into one of the topics I wanted to cover. And I want to particularly look at South Africa. President Ramaphosa was in Zimbabwe today. So that is President Ramaphosa was in Zimbabwe, and he opened and gave out prizes at the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show. But I want to particularly look at South Africa's fight with Israel and with the United States of America, and what is the official position, what are the key activities taking place. And what you need to understand is that South Africa has positioned itself completely against Israel and completely against the United States. And this is going to be a difficult decision that they've made because there's no way back. So this week I attended a briefing by the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, and he spoke of the position of South Africa on Israel. So I want to give you that snippet when he was talking about it. Then I'll unpack for you the issues where South Africa is when it comes to Israel and what it means. And let's now go into what he said. That is Ronald Lamola speaking on Israel and also on the relationship with the International Court of Justice and the ICC. So have a listen to him speaking.
With regards to the International Court of Justice, it is important that we continue to protect and promote the international rule of law. And this it's a view we share with other member states of the United Nations, and that's why we now have what is called the Hague Group, with many countries that have joined to protect and vindicate the international rule of law. And that is the aim of the Hague Group, so that the member states of the UN and also countries respect the rulings of the ICJ. And I believe that it may take some time, but there will be implementation of the ICJ decisions, including of the International Criminal Court. You can dive and dive, but a moment will arrive where accountability will definitely happen. But I will not know with certainty when, but there is no one who can run away from the rule of law.
Okay, so it's very clear what South Africa's position is. South Africa's position is that of being totally opposite of Israel. And you've seen the minister saying that eventually the law will be applied against Israel. And they've joined a group called the Hague Group. So the Hague Group is made up of countries like Malaysia, Namibia, South Africa, and so forth. And this group is directly opposed to Israel. And there are two schools of thought in South Africa. And the debate has gotten heated. So during this week, the SABC has had to fire one of their presenters after she had a fight on a live program with Dr. Rampele Mabela on this very subject. So I wanted to see what happened during that interview.
This is the 21st century.
Dr. Rampele, I think you've missed my point. I'm not quibbling over whether this is worse or not as worse as the Holocaust. What I'm saying is there are two completely different issues. And I think it's mischievous of you to bring that up and use it against this. You know it's provocative, but...
Okay, so mischievous, words flying because of this topic of Israel. It's a big topic because once you choose a side, you can't flip to the other side. So South Africa has chosen one side. They can't flip to the other side. They are going to have to go down with the Palestinians. And that is it, the way it is. Until there's a new government in South Africa, this position of the ANC is stuck with South Africa, and the consequences are dire of supporting the Palestinians. You have to be willing to suffer the consequences of going on the side of the Palestinians. It's not going to be easy for South Africa. They are going to struggle very badly. And to make matters worse, next week, 9 South Africans are going to be on a boat which is going to be approaching Israel. And this boat is a well-known convoy, which is going to be including people like Mandela. And this convoy is called a flotilla. It's going to be floating towards Israel. And that means South Africans are basically, on one side, the ANC people, they love the Palestinians. They want to support them and to make it look like Israel just woke up one day and started shooting and bombing the Palestinians. But remember what happened is that before everything started, the Palestinians attacked Israel and killed over 1,000 people in one town. They killed people who were having a party or a show, and this started the whole fight. So this is not going to end easy, and it's not going to be an easy choice. So in South Africa, there are so many people that support Israel, but there are a lot of vocal people, including people in the government, who support the Palestinians. And that choice that they're going to make, including this open fight, is going to have very serious consequences for the ANC, including losing power. I believe that the ANC is going to eventually lose power, and a new government of the opposition is going to take over. Okay, I think I've covered that. And then the rest of the stuff I'll cover tomorrow. 2 topics that I've covered. That is, firstly, the movement of people from towards ZANU-PF, people in the opposition, and Kasukuwere very soon will make that announcement. You're going to see Kasukuwere after his lawyer and Godfrey Tsenengamu, and also Themba Mliso have made the announcement this week. We are expecting to see Jonathan Moyo, Xavier Kasukuwere, and the rest of the guys coming into ZANU-PF and eventually declaring their colors. But do not worry, they are going to lose very badly. So the whole crew, let them go to ZANU-PF. You are going to see what is going to happen. 75%. That is how badly they're going to lose. The people that support Mnangagwa, ZANU-PF, all these people that are going to ZANU are going to lose very, very badly. So that is what I wanted to cover today. I'll cover other topics in the morning. There are so many things happening in the country, and we're just about to get to an important point or a landmark in the history of our country. That is why you see things like this happening. People know things that we don't know. ZANU-PF is campaigning, and people want to get ready so that when the next people take over, they're also in office. So that is what is happening. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you again later on, around 10 minutes past 9, as we look at the M31 Zimbabwe program. And let's look at the comments. Kuda looking good. Fadzai is ZANU. No. Forget about Fadzai. I don't want, I would rather be friends with Fadzai. Like, in my life, I like friends more than enemies. I would rather be friends with Fadzai. And I know that Advocate Fadzai would rather be friends with me than enemies. So why make enemies when you can make friends? Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good evening.